Welcome to our council meeting this evening. Before we begin the meeting, I'd like to take this opportunity for us to pay tribute to our recently departed colleague, Cllr Hannah Edwards. Councillor Waller, would you like to lead the tributes?
It is with enormous sadness that I stand here to talk about the loss of our friend and colleague Hannah Edwards. To lose anyone is sad, but the death of one so young particularly so. I don't want to dwell on the sadness though. Instead, I want to remember the positive impact Hannah had on those she met. None of us will fail to smile at the memory of Hannah arriving at meetings on her bike, only in the nick of time and with her skirts flying behind her. And how many of us would be wondering what colour highlights she'd have in her hair next time we met her? Or what fancy footwear she'd have, always coordinating with the outfit, I might add. Hannah was a breath of fresh air to this council, but not just sartorially. Here in the chamber and in committee meetings, she asked questions and made suggestions that many of us hadn't even considered. She brought her scientific mind to council papers, reports, and thus improved the outcomes for all. And I would add that, in our group meetings, she kept us all on our toes with her insightful comments, couched gently with the phrase, "I might be a newbie, but..." Hannah was hard-working as a councillor and a team player. She always cheerfully offered to substitute for colleagues who couldn't make meetings if her school timetable allowed. Hannah also worked diligently for her residents and was accessible, holding regular ward surgeries. These did not always run smoothly. However, Hannah never let difficult conversations or interactions put her off. She simply kept smiling and kept on going. Her resilience was admirable. Hannah had a life away from the council and away from Oakham School where she worked, and what a full life it was, including, in recent times, throwing herself from an aeroplane. I think they call it parachute jumping. This is even more impressive when you consider that Hannah could be a little accident prone and did, in fact, pick up a minor injury as she landed. She also participated in more sedate, though no less exciting activities, including being part of an international gaming group. It was this sense of fun that led her to these activities, and it is for her sense of fun that we will remember Hannah.
Cllr Powell.
Thank you, Chair. It's not yet properly sunk in that we've lost Cllr Hannah Edwards as a member of this council, and it is indeed hard to believe that she'll be no longer sitting across there in her seat in this council chamber, nor taking her place on the various committees and working groups on which she served. Speaking on behalf of all the independent councillors, we're truly sad and upset by her loss and extend our condolences to her family and friends. Again, as the leader has said, thinking of Hannah as a person and what she contributed, many of us had only known Hannah since she was elected to this council in May 2023, but in that short time she'd already earned our respect. From the start, she was prepared to stand up and contribute to debates, which takes courage as a new councillor, and often in her very self-effacing way would preface her comments with, "This may be a stupid question, but..." It was never a stupid question, but one that was well thought through, needed asking, and was frequently a challenge to perceived ways of thinking and the status quo. So thank you, Hannah. We shall miss you. We shall miss your individualism and your intellect, but most of all your passion and genuine care for Rutland residents and for this county.
Councillor Stephenson.
Thank you, Chair. A few months ago, I had the privilege of popping into Hannah's classroom at Oakham School. When I walked in, it is exactly what you would expect from Hannah. Welcoming, vibrant, individual, There was a very clear passion for her subject, absolutely all over the classroom. Even I was tempted by physics, which is unheard of. I glanced over at one of her chairs and I saw a pile of very cute, cuddly cats, and I was trying to work out how they were to do with physics. Hannah, as ever, being highly observant, highly sensitive, saw me looking, and she said, well, the thing is, Lucy, occasionally I have pupils who get really, really stressed by their A-levels, and they just give some comfort and calm them down, and it works. That, for me, I thought, is typical Hannah, and like Councillor Powell, a very short time of knowing a remarkable woman. She immediately had spotted a problem, in this case stress, and she was solution focused, and that is what we've seen through her time on this council. And I know certainly for the new Conservative councillors flying into the Rutland County Council family with another new colleague, I know those shared experiences, shared learning, you will remember forever. And like you, Councillor Powell, we pass our condolences to our Liberal Democrat colleagues, to Hannah's family, to her staff. She was an incredible individual, and I feel very privileged to have had the opportunity, albeit for a short time, to have worked with her. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councillor Ross.
Thank you. I first met Hannah in the run-up to the 2023 council elections. She and her husband were friends of Steve here, and we always shared a friendly chat about our difficulties in our campaigning. And we met as three hopeful candidates, and we were successful. As others have mentioned, she was a valued member of the Scrutiny Committee and contributed greatly to the recent work that was done by Councillor Stephenson on flooding. We also were in fairly regular contact on issues that impacted our constituents in Oakham, and I know that she attached a great deal of importance to supporting her constituents in whatever way she could. I think we all knew Hannah as a busy and very committed lady, balancing her role as a physics teacher at Oakham School with that of a councillor. What some of you may not know is that she was a qualified pilot and had the very rare privilege of having piloted a Spitfire, something I'm certain that we would all envy. She was a lady of many talents, and she will be greatly missed.
We'll leave the final word to Councillor Chafford, her fellow ward member.
I met Hannah in April 23 when she and I became candidates for the council elections. We met by the railway crossing in Oakham. Have our pictures taken by Stephen. Election leader. Getting actually elected, I think, was a big surprise for both of us. And our first full council meeting was a strange, bewildering experience. Still is a bit. Since we started to settle down into our roles, Hannah regularly, we got on with our new member induction sessions and going for our sign committee meetings. One thing Hannah did extremely well was interacting with our ward residents. She had no problem cycling off to meet anyone with a local issue and always did her best to find a solution for them. She had an almost religious fervour for this aspect of the job, although she'd be horrified at me describing it as anyone as religious. She also had a demanding job as a time-consuming job at physics teacher at Oakham School, did a lot of private tutoring. Aside from this, she had a wicked sense of humour. And for her to depart this world at the age of 39 is a huge tragedy. It makes me very sad to have to refer to her in the past tense. She'll be missed.